Okay, so I got a comment on one of my videos, and now I have to cough immediately. One second. Motherfucker, I hate being sick. Maybe I'll get over this eventually. I think half the time I don't cough before I start, and I start talking, and it's like, oh yeah, shit, I'm sick. Anywho, uh, what this video is about is trans women have a very hard time telling the difference between a normal conservative dude that has no issue with trans women and a transphobe. And the reason they have trouble with this is because you all speak the same. Okay, and like to some extent, that means that you all speak like normal human beings. Congratulations to you. I am not the person that made this shit up. I am the gun toting anthropologist tranny that's here to educate you if you would like it. That's what I am. Um, I am the transgender woman that had to learn all of this shit just so that people didn't call her transphobic. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, and like, that's the thing is when you're pretty like Blair White and it's obvious that you're a tranny, that's easy to like get away with that. When you're a dude and you look like a dude, there's not much that you can fucking do about that. I have been working on that since June of 2019. Okay, that's how long I have been doing this. By this, I mean dieting and exercising and working on being a better me. And part of that was coming out because like I wanted to look good, and for a bunch of reasons looking good to me means that I look the way I do now. And like I could have just been roided out or whatever. Like my thing is I don't have hormones at all basically. My entire life I get looked at like I'm some useless piece of shit when in reality every waking moment of my life is agony. So, you know, it doesn't really bother me if you call me a fucking tranny or not, or call me the wrong pronouns. I freak out when my grandmother does that in public because my grandmother and I have had this conversation about 100 billion times. And it's not that I care, it's that her misgendering me to the waitress causes a scene. Okay? That's why I don't like it. Anyone else, if you walked up and called me a tranny, depending on who you were, how you said it, and like what went on afterwards, you might be picking up your teeth, or I might be just laughing. And that's how I am with everyone. I walk softly and carry a very big stick, and I'm 6'5". Try me, okay? Like, like my grandmother tonight said, "You're really starting to show your weight loss. Do you know what I've been losing right now? Muscle. I'm losing muscle like crazy. Just giving it away." That's how I was without fucking estrogen and blockers and shit. There's nothing to stop sending the grow muscle signals, but it's like all to the wrong shit, and it makes you look all weird. But in reality, you're strong as fuck. To put this into perspective for you, in high school, I regularly uh not fought, fucked around with a couple of guys in a fighting kind of a way after school, and they were they were good. They One of them went into the army and the other one tried to be a Navy SEAL. I don't know whatever happened to him. And the reason that they fought me was because no one could beat me. This isn't about me being tough or whatever. This is about me being a girl. And they don't understand. They don't understand that they're going to keep pushing me to a point where I get hurt and I fall down and I have to get back up. And the adrenaline rush that it takes from doing that causes one of my eyes to close shut, causes the other one to go open, and then I grab someone with my left hand and rabbit punch them to death. And there's not a force on earth that can stop me from doing it. If I'm not trying to kill you, I'll not rabbit punch you. I'll punch you in your fucking face. I don't care. I like rabbit punching because it doesn't hurt my hands and it makes you go out of the fight real fucking fast. And once you've seen someone hit twice in the back of the head and fall down like they're dead, everybody else goes, okay. And it's at that point that I have to start drawing weapons. And like this is the thing is most people don't realize who they're fighting. They don't realize that they're fighting the fucking trans bitch that's been abused her whole life, the trans bitch that's been pinned to a wall by her uncle when she was like 7 and screamed at and then drew a pocket knife on said uncle. Okay? Like some people aren't up for the moment. I'm up for every moment. That is the thing you should get about trans women. Not all of us, but there's some percentage of us that are like, we've been through some shit and you should watch yourself. My opinion. And then as far as being a conservative or being transphobic, you should know that if you run up to me and call me a tranny and I just walk away from you, that's because I'm a better person than you. It's not because I can't kill you. I can 100% kill you. Okay? Killing's easy. Letting you live is hard. And that's why I think if you were the least bit with it at all, you might at least learn that when you see a man dressed as a woman going shopping, he's not being funny. I don't know, maybe he is in this day and age. I've gotten the oddest looks in my life before, and I wasn't even doing anything particularly strange. I had, my hair up, my tits in a bra, was wearing pants and a t-shirt, and going to academy. Okay? Just me being me causes a scene. Always has, because I'm 6'5" in this. Okay? When I was younger, I just got my ass kicked all the time. I never told those stories. Let's talk about the days before my growth spurt. The days of real high adventure. The days when a kid named Edson got to learn what the taste of a lock in a sock was. I don't need the fucking size. I was gifted the size by God to be his fucking arbiter on earth, I think. It puts me in an interesting position with you, whoever you are, because, like, there's a great many of the yous in the world that are transphobic or anti-trans or whatever, and you can be that. You don't have to like me, but like don't make it your existence just to hunt us down and make fun of us until we go home or kill us. And if those are going to be what you're going to do, then that's why I exist. I roam the streets. Okay? Like, why? I kind of figure that there should be at least one person like me out there doing what I'm doing. I didn't have to do this. I decided I wanted to do this. That's kind of part of the thing with the trans thing is like I needed hormones. There's a couple of different ways I could have gone with hormone therapy, and one of them makes me hate the way I look, and one of them makes me like the way I look. That's why I did what I did. And I think it's kind of a shitty thing to just constantly give someone shit about it. And if you are going to be out on the streets of fucking wherever hunting down trans women and murdering them, you should know that I cruise all of the places trans women cruise. I talk to guys, and I like to have risky sex out in the middle of nowhere in nature. So anytime you think you want to hunt trans women, just come kill me. I'm easy to find. I'm in Tulsa. You know what I look like? I'm on Grinder. Okay, that's where a lot of this is for me. Is that it's nut up or shut up time. If you're going to keep calling me a tranny, then I have a knife and I'm going to cut your bitch ass face. And you need to know that calling me a tranny to my face elicits that response. And that's everyone. My fucking grandmother, she pisses me off something regular. And all that is misgendering. But the thing is, when I'm actually feeling good about myself and actually passing in public, I'm actually starting to like get over some of this shit. Well, he doesn't want that. Roland, do you want that? It's innocent. It's innocent as fuck. And it's a declaration of war. And that's the thing you don't understand is some of the shit that you say, you might as well have spit in my face. Okay? And like that's them. Like to me to a lesser degree. Again, I have really thick skin and I don't give a fuck. Come here, try to fight me. However, there's a whole bunch of trans women that are exactly what I just showed you there, where they're very sensitive. Include myself included, to be honest, I don't show it. I kind of ball up and go cry elsewhere. You know, a friend of mine sent me a video of Macho Man Randy Savage. Does a Macho Man cry? Well, you know, when the Macho Man is ready, he always likes to cry. I used to do a better Macho Man. My voice is kind of fucked right now. Macho Man is ready. My mouth is so dry. God damn. I can't even do impersonations. I'm too sick. That's better. The pleasures of listening to me drink live on air. That's for all of the people that like that. Which is no one. I think that's really the barrier between your average conservative and your average trans woman is you have no idea who we are. You have no idea how to talk to us. And to a large group of you, we are a joke. We are not a joke, honey. Like this is the thing is in the like Mad Max Into the World, you better get used to us. The goddess Aphrodite and her bitches are going to be all over the Mad Max apocalypse. That's the thing I think people don't understand is the more you push us towards fucking apocalypse, the more, you know, this kind of shit starts to be a real thing you have to deal with. Okay, like if I had been born in the 1700s, I probably wouldn't have had to deal with this at all because I would have been dead. I would have been dead a long time ago. I would have died probably before I was 10. Okay? You've never had to deal with this in the past. You're having everyone fucking live now. And what was 1% of the population has grown because more people are living. And more of those people that you're causing to live are all of us people that you hate, apparently. Like maybe you should just get it over with and round us all up and shoot us. And that, in a nutshell, is why I do what I do, because that is their goal. They will eventually turn on trans people and they will eventually put us in camps and or mental institutions. That is coming. I think the entire trans movement is a conspiracy theory bullshit to fucking destroy us. And someone probably doesn't even understand the goddess Aphrodite thing that I said a minute ago. The goddess Aphrodite in Greek culture was trans. She used to be the god Uranus until he had his balls cut off. Go look into that. Go look at Pisces, the sky, is Aphrodite. It's supposed to be two fish. It's not. Those are two testicles. We've been around for a minute. And we used to do some pretty badass shit. That's one of the things I think people don't get about some of the Greek shit was, you know, what do you think Hercules really looked like? Give you a hint. When he got angry, he closed one eye and one eye got real big and he beat people to death with his bare hands. It's the same way Cucullin looked. It's the same way Achilles looked. It's the same way a lot of people looked. It's that blind mother's rage embodied in a fucking man. That's what I can turn on and off, I think. I've picked up fucking cars and shit, not all the way off the ground, and they were light ones, but still, other shit like that. Like before I started estrogen and stopped doing blacksmithing and whatever, I went to go buy an anvil, and when I was there buying the anvil, there was an old man uh, who needed help getting an anvil to a truck, and it was a 120-pound anvil. I just picked it up, threw it on my shoulder, and carried it to his truck bed and threw it on there. And everyone was just like, "Oh!" And like the thing is, I picked it up like it was nothing. I've handed people things before with an outstretched arm, and they almost fall over. That was when I was blacksmithing. Okay, I was always fucking strong, and when you go and like beat metal with a hammer in 140-degree heat every day, you get there eventually. Like I'm not the strongest person in the world now. I kind of a bitch now. Actually, I had trouble opening my own garage door, which I should tell you something. Every time I went to forge, my garage door has been broken for 10 years, and it's a really heavy wood cord fucking garage door from like the 40s, and it doesn't have any springs or anything on it anymore because they all broke off. So I have to lift that thing all the way up myself and lock it into place. And I did that a couple times a day, every day, for like 3, 4 years. That shit'll make you strong. That door probably weighed about 600 or 700 pounds, something like that. It was heavy as shit. Okay, maybe not. It's not 600 or 700 pounds. I'm exaggerating. It's at least as heavy as a person. It's a very heavy door, and now I feel like a total bitch because the First time I went to open it after estrogen, I I almost couldn't, and my uncle was on the outside of the door and helped me. The next couple of times I've done it and have been here recently after I've been kind of like being a little better and on estrogen, and it is a struggle to open the door, but I can do it. That's just crazy to me. And a lot of you guys would be like, well, why would you not want to be that strong? I'm tired of breaking shit. There's nowhere for me in this world. There really isn't. That's been my thing my entire life. Half the reason that I'm so obsessed about going off in the woods alone and building my own world is, and half the reason I like building knives or anything else is nothing built in this universe fits me. Like the FJ Cruiser driver's seat did. That's why I bought one of those. And the van I bought, my only requirement for that minivan was that I fit in the driver's seat. And I do. Actually, I fit pretty well. It's pretty banging. I like my van. But like, I don't know. I'm a unique case, is kind of what I'm getting at here when it comes to trans women. Most people are not me. I am like the bridge between worlds. And like, I here recently met a couple of other people that are more like me, but it's hard to get them in a room to talk to them because they're busy, basically. Ow. That's kind of, I think, like I keep saying I have interviews with people, and then the interviews never fucking happen. And most of that's probably because I never messaged them it until they fucking, blocked me or some shit. I don't fucking know. I try not to pester people. I'm supposed to have Buck Angel on still at some point. And Jane Marie Kroc also at some point. I don't know. I really needed the interview with fucking like Never Enough Ammo or somebody like that as like an example of what we were going to do. And like, I don't know. It needs to not be crazy and it needs to be kind of professional and whatever. And I need the right person. That's why I was hoping it could be Buck Angel because like that is an interview that people would watch. I would like to see me interviewing Buck Angel. I'm gonna do a video just on him soon, maybe. But I was at a particularly dark place in college, and his documentary is the only reason I'm alive at all. So I kind of like Buck Angel. That's not like a oh he's hot thing, which really, yeah, he is hot. I'm trying to be all like, ew, he's old. He is fucking hot. He was hot as a woman. He was hot as a young man. He's hot as a middle-aged man. He's even getting to be hot as grandpa. Like, it's not really fair. I'm bitter. Joking. But like seriously, if you've ever seen pictures of Buck Angel pre-transition, post-transition, or ever, they were good looking regardless of whatever they wanted to be. I think there really is like a whole new culture forming. I think as my parents die off, my parents' generation, It'll be a new culture. There's still some of that conservative whatever, but like for the 21st century, I am a conservative. I have never voted for a Democrat in my life. It's been tempting because Republicans aren't particularly good either. Also, when Kanye West ran, I was so tempted. Especially, I am in Oklahoma. I looked at the box. I put the pin on the box. I almost did it for the LOLs. I was like, what if he lost by one vote? And Donald Trump loses tonight by one vote in Oklahoma. I would have felt really bad. I know that's silly, but that was really what was going through my head about whether or not I should vote for Kanye West. The birthday party. At this point, I think we are going to need a crazy artist. A crazy artist to be fucking president. We've had a businessman do it, and that it clearly wasn't far enough. Like, for those not in the know, if a politician is down at the bottom of creativity, a scum-sucking devil, and then up towards the top is like various kinds of artists and like people who can use a rifle really well. Somewhere in the middle of there's businessman, right? So I think that was the thought was like businessmen think more creative than politicians. We'll get one of them. Not realizing that the politicians have formed an evil pedophile cult that he isn't a part of, so he doesn't get to run anything. That's really what happened there, I swear to God. He got elected, and everyone in the organization went, he's not one of us, and turned their backs, and he didn't have the cojones to fire them all. I hope if he does get reelected, the first thing that man does is fire the entire federal government. Start over. If there is no federal government to spend money, and there is no federal government to tax you, then do you have to pay taxes? Who pays taxes anyway? My solution to taxation has been simple. Just don't make any money. That's really my plan. Uh, the thing a lot of people don't get about me is that I like guns and knives and gasoline and explosives and all that shit's cheap. It's not entirely true, but you get the sentiment. Like, I don't like yachts. I don't like jets. I don't like sports cars. What do I like? I like rifles and swords and movies. Like, oh, that's just pretty cheap, really, on the grand scheme of things. Especially if you figure that I have like beer taste and a champagne budget. That's kind of the what fors and whys of my entire gun thing. Is literally I bought a transferable machine gun a couple of times. We can get whatever we want. It's how much do we want to work to get it, right? And then how much are you going to like it and do you keep it? And, you know, for me, I don't care about any of this shit, really. It's not entirely true. I have a couple of prized possessions that are weapons that are like my soul. I care about those. This really wasn't about transphobes versus conservatives very much. I don't really know what the fuck this was about. But was the discussion that needed to be had, I think, in some ways, because like this is how I feel most of the time talking to conservatives. It's like you don't even get what I am or who I am or what I've gone through, and you're making fun of me now, and you don't get that you're about to get your nose cut off. So watch yourself, bitch. First off. Second off, um, should everyone have to watch what they say all the time? No. Like that's not the point of this. The point of this for these people is that they just try to get along in life as best they can, and they just don't want to be fucked with anymore, and they think you're fucking with them. And as a result, they are fucking back harder. So it's not about your free speech. It's about your speech has consequences. I'm going to do a shorter video on that, but that's the real topic I should have discussed. We'll uh, we'll make this a different title, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I really should do a second video just on that, though. Probably won't. It's a good thought, though. I'm going to end this here. I'll see you guys later.